Hey guys, my name is Eric and I'm coming to you pre-recorded and shaggy haired from my bathroom that has the best lighting in my house right now. And I am born and raised in the beautiful tropical peninsular state of Florida. How long have I been a picker is sort of debatable. I used to ride my bicycle around the neighborhood when I was little, going through the neighbors' stuff that they would throw out on the curb. Found a bunch of old computer parts, threw that in my garage. I eventually put a computer together that worked, sold that one on eBay, and that was one of my first eBay sales ever, and that was in my early teens. I kind of turned the notch up when I started college about 6 or 7 years ago, but the exact distinct moment in time when I became a picker is still debatable. I don't particularly like the word picker. I didn't even know about it until about 4 years ago when the American Picker show started. And then it kind of became a mainstream term, whatever, people know what it is. I kind of prefer capitalist, recycler, repurposer. People would just say that I flip shit and kind of like hustle stuff. I like to sell my items on either eBay, Amazon, or Craigslist. Sometimes, if it really comes down to it, I'll resell it at a garage sale, but not very often. I do have a business name. It is Spearsy Corp, all one word. Spearsy came from what my high school buddies used to call me, based off of my last name is Spears, like Britney Spears. And some of them used to call me Spearsy for some reason. And then I added Corp because Capsule Corp from Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT. Capsule Corp was this awesome technological empire owned by Bulma and her family, where they would make all these awesome gadgets and spaceships. Best technology in the Dragon Ball Z world came out of Capsule Corp. So that was a huge inspiration and aspiration of mine. The Spearsy plus Capsule Corp equals Spearsy Corp. I like to go picking at garage sales, thrift stores, flea markets. Craigslist is huge for me. The estate sales, and I even get some stuff off of eBay. You might think that my favorite item to pick and sell is jackets, but my favorite item to actually buy and resell is motorcycles. I used to buy them when they were working, buy them when they were mechanically broken, buy them when they were cosmetically broken. The satisfaction that comes from pouring your sweat, your tears, your blood into fixing a machine that hasn't had life in many, many years, just locking yourself in a garage, jamming out to music, and just wrenching on a bike for hours and hours, getting your hands dirty. Nothing is more satisfying than the work that you put into it and the profit that I could make out of it. It is absolutely my favorite item to flip for sure is motorcycles. My biggest score to date has to be this one motorcycle that I traded a guy for off of Craigslist. I initially bought like a Ninja 500 2002 for $1,500, put about $400 of parts into it. I traded that Ninja for a late 70s, I think it was a 1979 Kawasaki 1000. Put that bike on eBay actually. Had so much interest, settling outside of eBay with a guy out of Washington. Flipped it for $4,000 and he paid for shipping. So I made $2,100 off of that bike, and I'm pretty sure that's my biggest score to date. We've all had our handfuls of bad experiences off of Craigslist and eBay, but my picking nightmare must have been this one motorcycle that I went in 50-50 with one of my roommates for. It was for $600. It was an early 90s Yamaha FZR 600. The guy that we bought it from told us one thing was wrong with it. When I tore the transmission apart, there was some other things completely wrong with it, and ended up sitting on that bike for over a year, I think, and eventually getting rid of it for only like $300. So out of the many bikes that I have resold, that was the only one that I lost money on. And what made it worse is that I was in it 50-50 with my roommate. I think that motorcycle was my biggest picking nightmare, and my mother was so happy to get it out of the garage. I do have a part-time job right now. I am a licensed pharmacy intern, which means that I'm a little bit higher than a pharmacy technician. I have a little bit more responsibilities, but I get paid more. And this job is really helping me study for my board exams. And my little brother does help me with my picking business. Anytime I'm away from the house and I need him to ship something, I'll tell him where it is. He'll pack it for me, he'll ship it for me. He's got all that stuff under wraps. I think picking pretty much helps everybody get their bills paid, and I've really been blessed with this ability to help put myself through school. And I do like to have fun sometimes. So once in a while, I will take some of my profits and go buy something for myself or go on a trip. And it's all due to not having to have a real job and doing this picking thing that works really well for me. My favorite YouTube picker, that's a really easy one for me. Bonafide! Bonafide! Bonafide hustler! Bonafide hustler is cool. Chris is a really awesome guy. We hustle a lot of the same stuff. I think that's why he's my favorite YouTuber. He's got good intentions, good information. There's a lot of good YouTubers out there. But I think because our Venn diagrams cross over a little bit more than everybody else's, he's definitely my favorite YouTube picker. I pretty much like all the YouTube videos that people put time into editing either by chopping the scenes down, increasing their sound quality. Anything you do to edit, I enjoy that. It could be either the haul, the sales, or the educational videos. It shows that you really care, you're investing in your channel. My future reselling goals are definitely to get more organized. Right now, I'm just trying to do too many things at once. I'm just getting spread way too thin and I can't focus on one thing. And then one of my farther down the road future goals of mine is to go balls to the wall and eventually make more money in 1 year than a full-time pharmacist. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like picking, add your piece to this crazy YouTube picking puzzle by answering a response video to CN Saves 15 questions. Tag, don't really want to touch my lens, but tag, you're it. The link to her video will be in the description below, and I hope you all have a supercalifragilistic day. Bye.